I thought Wicked Part 1 was a great expansion to Oz, but Wicked for Good?
That was totally wicked!
If you've watched my Wicked Part 1 review, you already know how much I like the first film. So it's no surprise I like the second one as well. But there's so much to cover with this continuation. Just to make you aware, there will be spoilers in this review, so keep that in mind if you want to continue watching. But I am so ecstatic to talk about this film, so let's get started. As soon as the film kicks off, the stakes are higher than ever. Animals have lost all rights and are basically being used as slaves to construct the yellow brick road. Elphaba is being targeted, and despite it all, she's still determined to help her animal friends. Glinda is really in the spotlight now, being the face of good, even though Madame Morrible, who has never really liked her, is using her for her own agenda. The visuals for Good remain stunning to me. One of my favorite visual scenes is during Wonderful with the pink and green lighting. It was absolutely beautiful on the big screen. Even the facial movements of the mechanical Oz head during the song felt less scary, but still showed the fakeness of it all. It's an interesting scene that leads up to a striking contrast of visuals cut between each other, with Glinda's bright, vibrant wedding to Elphaba's dark, shameful discovery of the caged animals. Lighting is really important when it comes to affecting moods. Seeing Glinda walk down the aisle, even though you know Fiero's feelings are stronger towards Elphaba, and you know something is about to happen, you would normally feel happy for Glinda. But cutting back to Elphaba in the dark space with the caged animals, you feel the suspense building, and you just wonder what is Elphaba about to do, especially after they all just really reconnected. I also noticed some cool symbolism this time around, one being Madame Morrible's hair. In the first film, I think her hair was pinned up in the shape of a cloud, whereas in For Good, her hair is looser, hanging down a little more, almost like a tornado, which we all know what she does. Another is when Elphaba does a spell on Nessarose. Her sister was floating in the air and the sparkly slippers glowed red, clear symbolism of the ruby red slippers. There were some really fun connections to The Wizard of Oz, Nessarose with her striped socks on, the Cowardly Lion, all grown up now, and seeing how Elphaba's magic turns Bach and Fiero into the Tin Man and the Scarecrow. We see the Tin Man pretty soon after he transforms, but that wasn't the case for the Scarecrow. While I was watching, I wondered why they waited to show his face in that form, but by the end, I understood the choice, letting us as the audience discover him in that way at the same moment as Elphaba. She still sees beauty in him, just like he with her. We see Madame Morrible creating the tornado that brings Dorothy and Toto into town and causes Nessarose's demise. Like I mentioned in my Part 1 review, it's a really fun nod seeing Dorothy and the gang, and despite not showing Dorothy's face in For Good, I can also understand why they made this choice. I saw online that the director said he didn't want to step on who you think Dorothy is in whatever story you came into this with. It's still Elphaba and Glinda's journey, and that Dorothy's presence is there, but she's not a fully fleshed out character. I thought it was a cool approach how they included Dorothy, and I personally did like the close-up of the bucket of water thrown and the shadows on the wall. It provides context of what's going on, but not necessarily retelling The Wizard of Oz and what we already know happens. A few other standout moments that I loved are the wizard discovering Elphaba is his daughter and his instant remorse after he finds out she dies, Elphaba and Fiero's love story, the parallels of them seeing beauty in each other even when they can't see it in themselves, and the twist at the end of Elphaba being in this hidden space when everyone else thought she was dead and Fiero wasn't too brainless to forget her, and they leave together. I thought it was beautiful. As I record this, the soundtrack isn't out yet, but I can't wait to hear it. I listened to the original soundtrack a little, but I wanted to try and avoid spoilers, even though I still saw a few online. No Good Deeds was epic, and For Good was a heartfelt and touching way to close out the friendship and sisterhood of Elphaba and Glenda. Like someone said to me, if you need a good laugh, look at part 1. If you need a good cry, look at For Good. It was great being back in a space with people who just appreciate this world and the many stories surrounding Oz. I feel my takeaways are the same for the first film, especially how the powers that be create enemies, whether it's Elphaba or the animals, how someone as powerful as the wizard, people will still trust them because they need someone to believe in. It's a tale of friendship, love, power, propaganda, having rights and losing rights, and fighting for what you believe in. Elphaba did what she did through good intentions, but after being framed, losing Nessarose, and, before he returned, Fiyero, being targeted by everyone, when she thought Glenda betrayed her, but it was so much more complicated for Glenda, it got to a point where I think Elphaba and Glenda accepted the title of Wicked. But it's a really beautiful film and I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next.